Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Two matches down, two matches won by Team India. Maybe a bit of reparation, maybe a bit of comeback needed for the West Indies as we look ahead to the third ODI, which is just going to finish on the verge of that auction just before it starts. Same venue. Wonder if the surface will play any differently. Maybe let's talk about the West Indies first as we look ahead to that third ODI, Sean. In terms of personnel, we hope.
You touching on the RPL there, I think you've got a game plan that the West Indies are going to come out absolutely swinging, trying to see how many sixes they can hit just to create a bit of a reputation for the RPL. Series is done, so in the third game, they're going to come out swinging. Now, I think they've got a lot of pride to fight for. I think there's been a little bit of progress. They'll be wanting to see more. Yes, they might have an opportunity to give some guys, particularly the guys who are going to be involved in the T20s, a little bit of extra exposure. But I still think it's a team who wants to show that they can win at this one-day international level and they can play for 50 overs.
Having a look at that, Sean, I mean, this summer we haven't seen Romario Shepherd yet. We haven't seen Nkrumah Bonner yet. Pollard may come back possibly. So is it a matter of them saying that, listen, you guys can come back. It's about playing for pride, but you cannot ignore the fact that you're also playing for possible big bucks in that auction.
Yeah, Hayden Walsh, I wouldn't mind having a look at as well. He might be an opportunity for him to get a go. But I think every opportunity, whether you're playing for your country or the Caribbean, you need to come out and try and produce your best. So I would expect now, after 2 games under the belt, that there would be an improved performance in that third game.
Yeah, DK, possibly an Nkrumah Bonner for a Darren Bravo, give Hayden Walsh a chance. And I think Odean Smith, despite all the possibility of saying that, look, I was biased towards him and we were talking him up too much, he probably did enough to suggest that this is why people are talking about me.
True. I think we will definitely see a few changes, I think, especially in the batting department. But when it comes to Odean Smith, I think he's done really well for himself. He bowled a sharp spell up front, got a couple of wickets and 2 of the better batters going around. And the fact that when he came in, he tonked those couple of sixes in his first 5 balls, which is something that is very, very critical these days when you bat at the bottom of the order. So he's got skill, he's shown a skill, and that's a good sign for West Indies.
That's what we expect for the West Indies. They've lost the series, but as we said at the start, there's so much for them to play for. If they avoid a 3-0, that has repercussions on where they go up in that table. So it's going to be important for the visitors. Let's have a look at India. We already know Rohit Sharma's mentioned. We saw Shikhar Dhawan sitting in the dugout with Virat Kohli. So we expect him to walk straight into the side. Rishabh Pant goes back down the order. But DK, let me stay with you for the moment. We talk about opportunities. There's a Ravi Bishnoi in there. We haven't seen Shah Rukh Khan. He's been posing with his jersey, proudly posing with his India jersey. Is it a matter of opportunities, or is it just a matter of saying that we're going to continue to steamroll them and win 3-0?
I think they'll go down the route of trying to win the series 3-0. I think, you have to remember that they have lost against South Africa. So they would want to keep cleaning up and making sure that, they keep moving towards a certain confident space that they generally are in. So I would like to think they would go for the kill and get the best team out on the park yet again.
Yeah, Shikhar Dhawan's a certainty, Sean, but maybe a Rituraj Gaikwad, as I said, Shah Rukh Khan. We thought we'd see Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal bowling in tandem, but of course, Washington Sundar's done enough to hang on to his place, and we've got Deepak Hooda showing he can chip in too.
Yeah, I think definitely I would probably see 2 batting changes. I think they would go, if they had started this series with no COVID issues, I think Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer probably would have been included in the top 6. So I wouldn't be surprised now that they have recovered that they would come back in. And maybe an opportunity to have a look at some of the spin. Chahal's done well in these 2 games. Is it an opportunity to give Vishnu a chance? Kuldeep Yadav, maybe the 2 of them play, and just have a see what they can do with their variations. But it is that opportunity. It does present itself, and with a big squad, I think the temptation for the management might just be too great. You got all those guys sitting hoping for an opportunity to play. I think it might be too great. I think you'll see a few.
Well, let me just finish with one player, DK, someone you've again seen up close, Kuldeep Yadav. Rohit had mentioned at the start of the series, we want to ease him back in, even if he's not playing in tandem, even if Kulcha or Chaku, whatever you like to call them, don't come together. It could be a case of maybe resting Yuzi, giving Bishnoi a chance, and also getting Kuldeep Yadav in.
It could, but we got to understand that I think Chahal will like to play as much as he wants to, because I think he's, when it comes to wrist spinners, you just want to get on a roll. You want the ball coming out of your hand nicely, get that feeling consistently, and he would like to play as many. It's great. In the first game, he got 4. In this game, he's again bowled well. So I think he will keep wanting to go from confidence to confidence. So I don't see it happening. But if they do go down that direction where they have decided to obviously bring in some new personnel in, some people obviously make a comeback, that'll be nice to watch as well.